Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect in a cold weather. Yeah, where I am guys is really cold. That's why the dressing. But we are back again with another one, and we are gonna be talking about everything that has been happening in the world, especially the game that just finished. Real Madrid drew against El Hali. It ended 1-1 in a game which was a bit surprising, or maybe should I say surprising, or maybe it just kind of like gave an idea to Xavi Alonso over the kind of work he has to do to get to the finishing line. I think that's what was really clear if we look at it from how the game actually played out like. But it was a good game, by the way. It was a good game, by the way. It had everything in the game. And of course, to those people who went on to watch, like the Trent head watch, I think you were successful in you know, your mission. But I'm going to talk about the game as a whole, give you my thoughts and give you what I thought. And also we're going to talk about the Manchester City game which played. Then we'll see what we end up ourselves in. Don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Football Connect, the best way you can support us here. So this was how the game was set up. Real Madrid under Xavi Alonso, the new Real Madrid, what they were going to be doing and how they were going to be running the show. But the thing is this. I don't think we were gonna see Madrid at their peak because they're just coming at the back end of one of the toughest seasons in Madrid in recent years, where they had to overwork in everything. They went out of their competition that they're always winning, and also the way they lost to Barcelona. And I'm telling you, the way they performed this season got their manager sacked. Of course, there's so many players who are out. Rudiger's not even in the game, and so many players are still missing. But all of those, maybe it was rejuvenated by the three signings that they made. Of course, one of the signings we did not see him in the game today, but the two most important ones that Madrid worked on to get were in the game. Of course, when I said that one of the three, by the way, is because the other player is still playing in the team which was bought from. He's gonna come only after Club World Cup. But the two that were bought to come and perform, I'm talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I'm talking about Dusa and is it Hoysen, Dean Hoysen. All of these teams were the players were in, and then Hoysen went out of this game with flying colors in terms of defending, how he was offering in terms of being stopping the last man or working so hard to help Madrid. You cannot compare with the way he performed. You cannot complain about him with what he gave. But on the right side of life, things did not really turn up the way people envision it. First of all, before I even go into depth with this, when you imagine Trent Alexander-Arnold as a Real Madrid fan, what do you believe? Those amazing passes, those amazing assists, those balls that he's been turning out to Salah to turn Liverpool into one of the most fearsome teams, to make Liverpool one of the best teams in the world. That's how you see Trent Alexander-Arnold when you try to imagine him, when you try to think him. In fact, you actually call him the best player in the world. All those things are actually evident of what he has done over the past years he has been at Liverpool. He deserves to be given the title that I'm talking about, one of the best players in the world, because of what he offers in the game. But also, when it comes to Trent Alexander-Arnold, you also have to think of the fact that Gareth Southgate could not get him into the England lineup. Why? Because he can give you one of the best performances in the world with whatever he offers in the game, but also he can also give you less on one of the things that it's not really his strength. Now, there is information that came out. I cannot prove that this is came from Xabi Alonso, to be honest, but it can give you an idea of what I'm talking about when it comes to Trent Alexander-Arnold. What Xavi Alonso had to say, it tells you this is coming. If it is true, it's coming out from somebody who really took his time, analyzed the game, saw how he was playing, and he had to give his own thoughts. I don't know how does that play in personal confidence wise. I'm really curious to see how that one plays out like. But in a way, we were able to see what people have been talking about, and we have worked so hard as Liverpool fans to hide this from the world because He's our boy at the end of the day, and our boy deserves to be treated with respect. That's what we said. So Xavi Alonso came out and he said that he's a talented boy. Talking of Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's a talented boy, but at some point, talent at this level, in fact, he said at this level, talent alone is not enough. And like I repeat, I don't know. I've not seen the interview. I've just read what information which was provided. Is it true or not? I cannot decide. But so many people are running with those to the points which may be tended to be true, unless maybe Real Madrid comes out and actually says that those would not come from the manager's mouth. He said he's a talented boy, but talent alone is not enough. And he also said that sometimes you have to give it more, and he has to improve in part of his game, especially defensively, putting the tenacity, the energy, the physicality to help out the team. Because I felt like they left forward. Is that how you say left forward? But I felt like the player who was playing on the left wing of El Hali did not really turn on, did not really offer enough to really test him, because I felt like every single time he tried to do something, there was a way of getting to him. And I'm not saying that he should be somebody should be coming after him, should be getting into him. That's not fair. Never fair at all. We have to be honest. This is just him getting. But when you hear your manager at the end of the day saying that there's a Trent is a very talented player, but at this level, talent alone isn't enough. He needs to work harder physically and be more consistent, especially defensively. He has to meet the standards set for fitness, discipline, and effort. That's what we saw. He also talked about this. You have to take the positivity from the game. We have to learn from what we can improve every game. Will give us a lesson. That's what also Javier Alonso had to say. That's what he had to say, and I think those are the things that he did release. But that he was not the only problem as well. Strike force without killing Mbappe, that Real Madrid team was dead. Rodrigo talks about he feels like not getting in time. He was dead, and something that I need to give some respect to El Hali. They were really good at stretching that Real Madrid midfield. Real Madrid, Jude Bellingham, when it was about around 60 minutes, it felt like the guy has been running almost 100 miles back and forth, back and forth. He was so exhausted. And with the heat that is there in America, it doesn't make anything easier. Remember the cooling blacks and what? It was crazy. Talking about the goal, what an amazing goal, what an assist from Rodrigo, and what a goal by the guy who was playing as a number 9. That will give him that will give him confidence to go forward to even do more for the team. But on the other side, we also have to remember that we also saw a penalty which was given. And to be honest, that was a clear penalty because the player held the player, and that's where the penalty came from. Now, the other problem that happened, Real Madrid were given a penalty. If you look at the moment where the penalty was supposed to come from and what happened, you actually feel sorry for El Hale, because I felt like looking at that game, it's not something that he was expecting, but it happened. You cannot control how your arm moves when you're trying to control the ball, and you cannot even see the guy behind you. But that did not matter. That led into a penalty which was saved rightfully because it was not supposed to be a penalty, in my view. And as, as a whole, that's how the game all just continued, and that's how it ended. I want to hear what your thoughts are. What did you think of Real Madrid's performance? What can they improve? Also, Man City played, they won by 2 goals to nil. Ryan Cherky and Reinders played their first games. So many people not really impressed by Cherky, but like I said, with Trent Alexander-Arnold, who gets their best performance on the first games, those things can be built, especially looking at the level you are playing. You get involved and you perform. There was a goal from Phil Foden earlier in the game, then the other goal which was scored by Jeremy Doku. In some of the amazing moments that we were seeing from this Man City team, it was a good game at the end of the day. And I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think of the people? What can be improved and what can they do better? those are my reaction on the two games. I'll be back again with another one. There's so much transfer that has been happening, but let's get into the video. And also, like I said, the fixtures are out. Thank you very much for watching. Like the video and subscribe to connect to see another one. We're out. Peace. Subscribe to the connect.